Good morning, everybody. Oh, look at that sun. I'm just outside with my morning cacao actually, and was just feeling to come to nature this morning. And I've got my beautiful cacao here, which is full, created with love, pure intention. And I've also added, good morning, in a hub. I've also added some, good morning. I've also added some ginger and some cinnamon. I'll put the camera this way so you can see. Some ginger and cinnamon to my cacao. So, I was just really feeling that as the weather's getting a bit cooler now. Like, is it even too early to be wearing a hat? I don't know. I feel like we're coming into that autumn season now, and having those sort of warming spices was just what I was feeling called to do. Good morning, Heart of Venus. And so I'm actually just on my way. I'm here at the park. I'm just having my morning self ceremony, having my cacao, and then after that I was going to do some foraging. So I was going to get some nettle, some ivy, and some cleavers. Cleavers are really good for the lymphatic system, making a nice water out of that. My nettle, I usually juice it. You can also get the nettle seeds, and the nettle has like 20 times the amount of iron than spinach, which is amazing. And ivy I use to make a natural washing liquid. So I'm here in the park and just ruminating on some thoughts, and I just felt called to come and share a message about parasites. So I'll just dive deep into that now, and I will save this video and pop it on my page for anyone who misses out on this little korero, this little chat. So parasites. I believe parasites are like a physical manifestation of the spiritual. And I've actually been doing a bit of a parasite protocol cleanse very recently, and parasites are something that we all have. It's nothing to be like ashamed about. It's something that we all have within us. And been doing this parasite protocol for the last couple of weeks, which has been interesting because I have been eliminating physically parasites. But even before I went on this specific parasite protocol, I have been cleaning up my diet within the last 6 months, especially eating a lot more sort of raw foods and sort of incorporating a lot of herbs and that sort of stuff. So there has been times in the last 6 months where I've seen parasites actually be exited from my body as well, but going even deeper into a specific parasite cleanse with specific herbs, specific foods such as garlic, clove, cat's claw, wormwood, all these sorts of things. It's been interesting to see these parasites come out. And what I wanted to kind of talk about in terms of parasites is what I believe how parasites are actually, as I said before, a physical manifestation of our emotional body. And actually I feel like we have these parasitic thoughts that can come into our mind sometimes, and that if we're not aware of these thoughts, then they can manifest with these physical parasites, allowing them to go bigger. And actually there is research out there that says that, these parasites, sometimes when you're having cravings for foods, like, I would really love that bread, or I'd really love that pizza, or I'd really love that thing. It's not necessarily actually you that's personally craving it. It's actually the parasites that's telling your mind what you want to eat, so that they can actually feed off that, because those are the types of food that they live off. But when you incorporate things like herbs, garlic, I've got a doggo here, herbs, garlic, hello darling, and herbs, garlic, all these sorts of things, you really start to eliminate these parasites just naturally. And what I wanted to mention is as well, like, it's been really interesting whenever I've had like an emotional release, something had come up for me and kind of I went internally into that. There's been times when I would go to the toilet the next day and then a big parasite would release. So I believe it's energetic as well. I believe that these parasites, that they can only exist at a certain vibration, but the higher you bring your body, your state of mind into like a higher vibration, these parasites can't survive in this environment. And I remember specifically I was having red grapes for like a week, because that's really good for cleansing as well. And I wasn't necessarily having a lot of herbs, but I had this really big emotional release. Something had come up, and then the next day this long as parasite came out, and it's just like so interesting when you see these things come out of your body, because it just goes to show like we really don't know much about our bodies. We're not really told or taught about our bodies, but when you dive deeper into this rabbit hole of yourself, you just really come to like a deeper awareness of yourself. And I feel like when you have like a deeper awareness of yourself, that's when sort of bigger leaps and layers of growth can happen and manifest. So yeah, I just wanted to tap in about that, about parasites. And one thing I was going to mention as well is something that I do, like sort of my protocol that I've been given by my partner Niall, who, he did like a 200-day juice fast a couple of years ago where he didn't eat any food, he didn't have any solids. Hey doggo. I think the dog wanted to say hi. He didn't have any food, he didn't have any solids, he just had juice for 200 days. So he has been able to help me sort of fine-tune what I need to do for myself to eliminate these parasites. And I feel that it's all so connected, like it's so holistic, the emotional, the physical. Say if you're having a bad day, and something that you would normally do to make yourself feel better might be like, okay, I might have some bread, or I might have some cake. And maybe that's not even your thought, like maybe that's not even you thinking that, but it's like the parasite that's telling you to think that. And then you go and eat that cake, you initially feel better for a second, but actually what you're doing, whilst feeding the emotion to make yourself feel better, you're actually feeding the parasite. So then the parasite continues to grow and continues to grow. And what I was going to tap in on is I was going to talk about enemas and morning Lisa, just talking about parasites. I know we were talking about this the other day. Enemas are, I think, something that I've started doing for about 2 years now that came into my life that's really changed my life. £10 for an enema bag on Amazon. It's really just, I believe, allowed me to clean my body out a lot deeper, and allowed me to have like a lot of clarity. If you don't know what an enema is where you cleanse your, how would you say this? Basically it's a thing where you put water in, and then it's a tube, and then you pop it up your behind. Here for the parasites, Lisa. You put it up your behind, you line your left side of your body, and you allow the water, kind of like a colonic, but not as deep and intense. You allow the water to go into your colon. And you allow the water, sometimes you can add herbs, and if you've been doing it for a while, you could add lemon, but you allow the water to kind of eliminate anything that may have been stuck in your colon for a long time. And when we live this Western diet, we do eat a lot of things that actually clog us up, like the breads, like the pizza, like the cakes, like all these sorts of things. So as I've been doing enemas as well, it's been helping to release these parasites. And I did an enema the other day, actually, just yesterday, and I actually did also a dry fast, a 24-hour dry fast where no food and liquids was taken by me. And with the dry fasts, what that actually does is it actually starts to starve the parasites, because they can't live without liquids, right? So when you take away the liquids and make it dry, they start to die off. And this is something that I've worked my way up to be able to do at this current stage. But then the next day, after a dry fast, I did an enema in the morning and an enema in the evening, and then this big parasite came out. So I just know that whatever I'm doing, it's working. And also when I was doing the enema, I was also energetically releasing them. So as well as letting them physically release, I was saying to myself, I now release any parasitic thoughts, any low vibrational parasitic thoughts that no longer serve me. So as well as allowing it to physically release, I was energetically putting it out there and letting these parasites know, it's time for you to go. And I believe it's working. I feel so light. I feel so clear in my mind and my thoughts. And as these parasites have been eliminated, especially over the last couple of weeks, now when I go into the shop and I look at the things that I normally would love to like eat, like the cakes, like the crisps and the we say chips in New Zealand, and the breads, like that stuff I would used to be like, oh my gosh, I would love to have that. But now I'm just like walking past these things and I'm like not even feeling pulled towards them. So yeah, parasites, physical parasites, parasitic thoughts. I think it's about, becoming aware that not necessarily all our thoughts are actually all our thoughts. And it's about not believing these parasitic thoughts that come into our minds, and understanding that we actually have the power to believe that thought, or just observe it, not judge it, and just let it float out of our minds like a cloud. That's where the true power comes from, where you can just observe these thoughts. Because ultimately, I believe that we are just love and peace. We came here, you think of a child, of a baby when they're born into this realm, they are just love and peace. And throughout their lifetimes, throughout their experiences, we get hurt, we have traumas, and then we turn to some more lower vibrational types of things and do things that maybe aren't so nice. But actually, that's not our true essence. Our true essence is love and peace. So I'm going to leave it there. That was a lot of information. If you do have any questions about parasites, do let me know, and I will probably forward you on to my partner Niall, who is the one who I learned all my stuff from. There's a lot of information out there about parasites and how to kind of get rid of them, but I think it can be very a lot to deal with at once, thinking about changing your diet and the herbs and stuff. But yeah, if you seek information, if you seek for help, you can get guidance on that. And also knowing that one thing at a time, you don't need to do everything at once. It's all about taking one step at a time. So sending you lots of love and lots of positive energy. I love being in this park because I see people I know, and it's just so beautiful. It's a blessing to be here. It's a blessing to be here on this earth, and continuing to have these life experiences that allow our souls to grow, because I believe that that's what we're here to do, is to grow. So sending you lots of love and positive energy. I'm going to finish my cacao, and then I'm going to go and do some foraging, get some nettle seeds. I'll get some cleavers for make a lymphatic water, and I'll get some ivy for some natural soap that I'll make to clean my clothes. But yeah, have the most beautiful day, dear souls, and just keep going, keep growing, and keep flowing. Mwah. Love you all.